Hi guys, Dori Jones from D Squared Consulting here, and today we're going to talk about the cardiovascular system, and that's going to really form sort of the basis for the D Squared Classroom series. So thanks for joining us today. And the reason that I want to start with the cardiovascular system is not just that it kind of provides a baseline knowledge of the heart, but also it gives an idea of what the function of the heart is as part of a system, because it's not just about the heart, it's about the way that the heart interacts with the other organs in the body. And so the really primary function of the cardiovascular system is to be able to provide vital nutrients to the rest of the body. And that really comes in the form of things like oxygen and other nutrients that would be carried in the blood. So if the heart is responsible for pumping the blood and the lungs are responsible for oxygenating the blood, then those two organs in conjunction are going to be responsible for getting that oxygenated blood to the rest of the body. So what we're going to cover today is some of the components of that cardiovascular system, and then we'll sort of talk about how those different components interact with each other in order to provide those important nutrients to the rest of the body. And I like to think of the heart as a giver. When people say somebody's got a lot of heart, it means that they're compassionate and that they give to others. And really, in the end, that is what the heart is doing. Is it's providing this nutrient to the rest of the body and to the other organs. And so it is a giver in that way. Okay, so let's jump in. We'll start with the organs of the cardiovascular system, which are the heart and the lungs. And the lungs provide oxygen via breathing to the blood and then send that oxygenated blood to the heart. The heart then pumps out the oxygenated blood into the aorta, which is the largest vessel in the body, and that then branches into many arteries. And the aorta and the arteries are muscular. So like any other muscle in the body, they're able to contract, and that promotes forward flow of the blood. Then arteries branch into arterioles, which then branch again into the smallest vessels of the body, which are the capillaries. And the capillaries are really where a lot of the absorption of nutrients, including oxygen, occurs. So you're exchanging those nutrients with the tissue or with the other organs of the body. Then that deoxygenated blood gets passed on to the venous side. So that starts with the venules, which are the smallest. Venules feed into the veins, and the veins have valves, they're called venous valves, in order to prevent backflow of the blood because they're not muscular like the arterial side. And then ultimately the veins are going to provide blood flow back to the heart through the two largest veins in the body, and that's the inferior vena cava and the superior vena cava. The inferior vena cava isn't inferior or less functional, it's just that it's fed from the venous side below the heart, whereas the superior vena cava is feeding blood from the head and the neck. And those are the main components of the cardiovascular system. So I hope you learned something from this short overview, and next time we'll get into the anatomy of the heart.